We are going to do basically the same thing that we did on Friday. We're just doing it with sideways parabolas, which means they're going to be x equals instead of y equals. So on the first one, example one, we're going to review up and down or y equals, and then I'm going to show you the difference in x equals. It is literally the exact same thing. All right. So example one says graph the parabola 20y equals x squared. Remember what we said the first thing we need to do was get that y by itself. So whatever your singular variable is, the one without the square, is going to be the one that you're solving for, okay? So this changes this equation into y equals 1 over 20. And remember, I told you we can go ahead and rewrite it like this. This one does give you a line for the vertex, but we also need to know the way it opens, and then we're just going to review axis of symmetry. Okay. So because it's y equals, it either opens up or down. It's a positive 1 over 20, so it opens up. Your vertex for this one is 0, 0, which means your axis of symmetry is the opposite of the equation. So our equation is y equals, your axis of symmetry is going to be x equals, and whatever the x coordinate of the vertex is. Remember, the rest is based off of that c. So c equals 1 over 4a. So we're going to do that at the bottom. A is that first number, 1 over 20. And I didn't really show you guys, and it does say C equals, sorry. Didn't really show you guys this in the calculator. You should be able to handle it. I always do alpha y equals and type it in so that way I don't screw it up with the way that I put it in. So it looks just like this. And then I get 5. So from here, I'm going to plot my vertex. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And this one's at 0, 0. That's your vertex. And then because it's an up-down parabola, you're going to go up 5 and down 5. Just a little sketch. It opens up. It opens up. So this is going to be your focus. Through here will be your directrix. So your focus, I didn't go over any, but I went up 5 for my focus. My directrix, it goes through y equals, and it goes through -5. Both of those, your axis of symmetry and your directrix should be an equation, x equals or y equals, whichever one you're working with, okay? So if you just give me a number, it's not going to work because that doesn't tell me where it's at. It should be an equation. Remember, for your focal chord endpoints, you do 2c. So for this one, we do 2 times 5, which is 10. And from the focus, we go left and right 10. And that'll be all the way at the edge of the graph in line with the other one. So we went over 10, up 5, or we went left 10 and up 5. So that is what you did last week. Any questions? Just reminding you how to do it. And again, today it's not going to get any harder than that either because we're still at 0, 0 vertex. The only way it gets harder is when we change that vertex and you have to think about like fractional units. That's the only time. Like if it's whole numbers, super easy. If it's fractional units, it starts getting a little bit crazy. All right, so just be aware. All right, we're used to seeing parabolas like the one in example 1. What would the parabola 4x equals y squared look like? Since it's y squared, we're going to solve for x, which means it'll be a left-right parabola. Okay, so the first one, it said, would it be open up or down, left or right? Is it wide or narrow? Is the focus still inside the parabola? Is the directrix still on the outside? So if it's y equals x squared, it's going to point up. Your focus is inside. Your focus is always inside regardless of how it points, and your directrix is always outside. So a negative x squared is going to point down. Directrix is always outside. Focus is always inside. So if you need to put the F and the D, that's fine. X equals y squared is going to go to the right. Your focus is still going to be inside. Directrix is still going to be outside. The difference is your directrix is going to change from crossing through the y-axis and being y equals to going through the x-axis and being x equals. That's it. Okay. And then if it opens left, focus is in the middle, directrix on the outside. So it's the same exact thing. There's nothing any different. You're just solving the equation for x instead of y. All right. So example 2 says graph the parabola 4x equals y squared. We're not going to solve for y because it has the square on it. So we're going to solve for x. So we're going to divide by 4. And we get x equals 1/4. And we're going to change this to y plus 0 squared plus 0. I don't care what order you put them in, opens and axis of symmetry. So this one's either going to open left or right because it's x equals. Since it's a positive 1/4, it opens to the right. Remember to read your vertex backwards on these. It's not going to matter because it's 0, 0. But if we had different numbers, we would start on the outside and then change the sign at the inside. But still, again, 0, 0 because nothing changes. Your axis of symmetry this time is going to be the opposite. If this is x equals, your axis of symmetry is y equals, and it's whatever the y coordinate of the vertex is. Okay, so remember that. So now that we got all that, we can do C equals 1/4a. Which gives us 1/4 times 1/4, which is just 1. So our vertex is at 0, 0. Instead of going up and down 1, this one doesn't go up and down. This one is a left-right parabola. We go left 1 and right 1. Since we know it opens to the right, this one is our focus. This one is our directrix. Now, I'm not asking you to graph it. I just like to graph the points for reference. That's all I'm using them for, okay? And you can do that little sketch in the middle. It doesn't matter, okay? Your focus, we went over 1 and up none. So your coordinate for your focus is 1, 0. Your directrix goes through the x-axis at -1. Focal endpoints, you're still going to do the same thing. You're going to do 2 times c. So we'll do 2 times 1, which is 2. So again, same thing from the focus. We're going to go up 2 and down 2. So your 2 coordinates, I went over 1 and up 2, over 1 and down 2. So it's the exact same thing. But again, like I said, I like to draw it for reference, not for the actual graph. Okay. Flip it over. We're going to do the same thing. Since x is by itself, we're going to solve for x. It is not squared. We get x equals 1/2, and then I'm going to rewrite it in vertex form, y plus 0 squared plus 0. Again, I'm going to put those up in there. Opens and axis symmetry. X is left, right. It's a positive 1/2, so it opens to the right. And your vertex is at 0, 0. Since your equation is x equals, your axis symmetry is y equals, and whatever your y coordinate is. So again, all of that was a while back. Just refreshers. We do the new stuff. C equals 1/4a. Our a is 1/2. Half of 4 is 2. So this gives you 1/2. And again, as long as it's 0, 0, having a fractional unit there does not really hurt anything. It's easy to look at. It's when you move that vertex that it gets a little complicated. So we're going to plot our vertex at 0, 0. Since it's a left-right parabola, we go to the left 1/2 and to the right 1/2, and we set it opens to the right. So this one is our focus. This one is our directrix. So again, talk yourself through it. Your focus to graph it. I went to the right 1/2 and up none. Went to the right 1/2 and up none. Your directrix, it crosses the x-axis and it crossed through negative 1/2. You'll then do 2c. 2 times 1/2 is 1. So we'll go 1 up and 1 down. Again, talk yourself through it. How far over and how far up, or how far over and how far down. So we went over 1/2 and up 1, over 1/2 and down 1. All right, any questions? Is everybody good? Same exact thing we did, it's just flipping it around. All right, the next one is already solved for us. I'm going to rewrite it in vertex form. Y plus 0 squared plus 0. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I just like to see it. All right. So which way does this one open? Left. Why is it left? Because it's a negative 1/8. What's your vertex? And then what is your axis of symmetry? Give me a full equation. Since it's x equals, we change it to y equals, and it's whatever the y coordinate is. So the y coordinate for your vertex on this one is 0. Perfect. All right. The new stuff. C equals 1 over 4a. A is 1/8. And again, I always just use the positive. I don't do the negative. If you're not sure what this is, again, alpha y equals, we have 1 over 4 times 1/8, and it'll give you what you need. Okay. So don't stress out. Remember, you get to use your calculator the whole time. So use it. All right, my vertex was at 0, 0. We have a C of 2. So we're going to do left 2 and right 2 since it opens left and right. Since this one opens left, this one is my my focus. This one is my directrix. So the coordinate for my focus was negative 2, 0. Directrix, so we go through the x-axis at 2. Focal chord endpoints, I'm going to take 2c, or 2 times 2, which is 4. And from my focus, I'm going to go up 4 and down 4. Those two coordinates, I went left 2 and up 4. I went left 2 and down 4. And again, if they're asking you to graph, try to make it U-shaped. The bigger ones are a little bit harder. It just looks like that. We're not trying to be super particular about it. Again, if they ask you to graph on your final exam, it's going to be multiple choice. Okay. Is everybody good? All right. I want you to hang on for just a minute. Zoomers, don't go anywhere. And then the front page of your homework looks exactly the same. There's nothing different about it. What I want to look at is the back real fast. We haven't done one of these in minutes. All right. So again, Zoomers, we're looking at the back of the homework sheet that you have tonight. So if you'll just copy this down, it'll be on your homework. So we're looking at number 5 and number 6. 1 through 4 is exactly what we did in the notes, okay? 1 through 4 is exactly what we did in the notes. So I'm going to go over 5 and 6 so that you guys will understand how to do this. Now, be careful on number 4. It's got a lot of decimals. They're not bad though, because it's 0, 0. Remember that, but it's weird decimals, okay? But number 5, it says for each of the following, make a sketch and use the formal definition of a parabola to derive the equation in vertex or descriptive form. All right, so this is the way that I do these. And I like to have graph paper, and if you guys need graph paper, it's up there. I just haven't passed it out. If I can find my little graph paper, there it is. To me, this is the easiest way to do it. So when you have your final exam, use your graph paper, okay? I should not get back blank graph paper. Does everybody understand that? All right. So the reason I like to use this is because I can figure out where my vertex is, okay? So they give me my focus at 2, 0. They give me my directrix at x equals -2. Does everybody see that? So you can learn 2 things from this. You can learn the vertex. So where's the vertex? 0, 0, because it's halfway between. We did one of these a couple days ago. Okay, so your vertex is at 0, 0. And then one more thing you can learn from it is which way does it open? It's going to go this way. So it opens right. That means that a number has to be positive, okay? Since it opens to the right, we have an x equals equation. We don't know what our a is. We will figure that out in just a minute. We have y plus 0 squared plus 0 because our vertex is 0. Now, here's the thing. You can figure out what that a is. Here's why. We know that c equals 1 over 4a. Is everybody good? We've already done a problem like this on Friday, but you probably forgot how to do it, and that's okay. Remember that our c is this distance right here. So the third thing you can get from the graph is c, which is going to be 2. How far is it from the vertex to the directrix or the vertex to the focus? So our c is 2 equals 1 over 4a. We're going to put the 2 over 1 and cross multiply. 2 times 4 is 8a. 1 times 1 is 1. And then we divide by 8. Is everybody good? Since it said it's to the right, we keep this number positive. If it were to the left, we just make it negative. So you do the same exact work, you just put a negative on it if it's facing to the left. So our final equation is x equals a positive 1/8 y plus 0 squared plus 0, or you could even give me y equals 1/8. I'm sorry, x equals 1/8 y squared. I do not care. So now knowing that, you should be able to do number 6. But you probably need graph paper, and I'm telling you guys sitting in here, the graph paper's up there. If you need to draw it yourself, you can draw it yourself. It's not that complicated to do these. Is everybody good? All right. So this paper that I just gave you is your homework. You'll just upload it when you're finished. Zoomers, you'll have to either print yours out or write it down on paper. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing, stop recording.